I'm happy to be joined by Daniel Winfield-Smith, lead level designer on a game I'm very excited about, which is Thief. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Thief. It's been like almost 10 years, and it's a very, very loved franchise, but obviously one that if I want to go back and play it again, it would be hard. Games have changed since then.
So. The expectations are very different today, that's true. A decade ago, yes, we come out in 2014, so it's going to be exactly 10 years since Deadly Shadows came out. Because if you look at how unique Thief was when it came out in the late 90s, it was just, one of a kind of game. They tried something, they took a chance, and they just went for it, and you know what? They did really well. So our manager's like, can we aim for the stars? Can we really, make Thief as unique as the original series as it came out and as loved? Because the memories of that people have, including my own, right? Those are very high, and we just hope we can do justice.
So what is kind of the essential elements that really honor the original franchise that you have to hold on to, but what are the things that clearly need to be adjusted to fit in with new technology and contemporary design of games?
Garrett was one of them, the cynical character. When I think back, that's what I think about. I want to play this guy, this anti-hero kind of guy. One of the things they also brought to the table was the whole light and shadow. That was very important as well. And even just the title says it all. You're not there to kill anybody, you're just there to steal stuff. So that was very important to get that essence part of it. In terms of what you bring today, the expectations are different, right? You want this immersion, super realistic experience. But if you look at the old games, they didn't have that much detail. It was still this kind of abstract geometry because of the limitation technology-wise. So now when you start putting all kinds of props and super lighting in and just trying to make it to the as realistic as possible, some things kind of get diluted. How do you read the environment the same way you used to do, right? Because you have scrapes on the floor, or you have small things, particles. Can you pick those up? In the old games, you pick up everything, right? Because it was relevant. But now with all this fidelity, we had to look at how do the mechanics work? How does the player understand, what is doable, what is not doable? So that was a big challenge for us to see how do we make it work so it makes sense.
So you do have a new element to the game called Focus, which I know is optional for the player to use. But if you could go into some detail about what it does, what it affords you, if you want to do some cool stuff in the game.
Exactly. So first off, right now the production name is Old School Mode, which disables this. So you don't have to. If you just want to play, I don't need no help kind of thing. So Focus is something we made to be able to read the environment better for those who want that, but also as an ace card. For some players, they have limited time. They want to reload every time they got caught. They kind of want to deal with the situation. This is one method of dealing with it. So some people think that, it's just an overpowered combat thing. That's not the case. It's a limited resource. It does not regenerate, which means you really have to think about how you use this resource. Just like you have to think about how you use your arrows as a resource. And you have other options than just using it as combat. You can use this to improve your stealth. So if you're lockpicking, and you're like, okay, I need to speed things up because he's going to catch me. This is something where you can upgrade to be able to use the focus and then go faster through the door. So it's also to keep the stealth players stealthy without having to say, it's only for combat. That's not the case.
I've always loved the world of Thief. It has those things that you kind of you recognize are medieval, but it doesn't really fit in a historical context. Obviously, with what you can do with modern technology, all those levels of details. I'm just curious to hear how you guys designed out the world of Thief.
So it was based on the lore of the original series. The city, original name, is based on layers. The city was built on top of the city, was destroyed, was built on top of the city, so it has a lot of layers. This gives a lot of opportunities to create a lot of different variety in the architecture. The art direction is more the Victorian, medieval Victorian style, but in the phase of the story, it's also the starting point of the industrial age. So it has this overlay of industry. So you have pipes, you see this old building, but it has pipes that they kind of needed to heat the house kind of thing. And it gives a lot of very good flavor. And we are a fictional world, so we didn't want to have this is Rome or this is Budapest or something. It has this unique style, which also gives us a lot of ability to really flavor it the way we want to, and do some weird stuff that kind of fits in that world.
Let's talk a little bit about story. I know that you want to keep it as a surprise, but is it tied at all to the narratives of the first games, or is it just brand new and you're being introduced to Garrett for the first time?
So there's no number in the title. It's just Thief.
Right.
Because it's not a sequel or prequel to the original. It's kind of like, okay, let's take a step back and say we bring these elements in to keep that essence, but we don't want to get nailed down into super details of so on. One of the reasons is, for example, the first game was very magically driven, very over the top, and they toned it down later on. So for us, it was more about, okay, let's keep, and immersion was a very big part of it. How do we keep you grounded so that when we do have this mystical part of it that's very known for the franchise, and important for the story too, how do we maintain that and keep the relativity to the world that creates this immersion? And that was a big part of it.
All right. So Thief coming out in 2014. And the systems, it will be next gen. That's just been announced.
So our focus is high-end PCs, PS4, and other next-gen platforms.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.